And I understand you want to lose 20 pounds tomorrow. It's just not going to work that way. Oh, gotta go. Oh, hi there. I didn't even see you there. I'm about to start the show. But before I start, so I figured, I don't know if you wanted to go ahead and give me a tip. You know, things are hard times and I want to get some ground beef and maybe some more keto food. Okay, I got this one on you then. After losing a bunch of weight, the question is, if I had to go back and do it again, because I lost almost 60 pounds and I started over and over and over. This was a 15-year journey. And what would I do if I had to go back and do it all over again? That's what I want to talk to you about that in this video. So to start, and I have this specifically in red to start for the first thing. So 10 pounds in 30 days, this is what I would do, but if I wasn't doing any long-term fasting, okay? I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting because that's, to me, a hack and a pillar. But not everyone can do the long-term fasting. If not, I would have added that in, okay? So for this, we're going to do it without the fasting. And the first thing is going to be you have to work on your mindset, okay? This is really important because this is the foundation of all of it. This is the one thing that I changed that gave me the long-term success and actually gave me a real plan to follow and understanding what I needed to do, okay? If you don't understand, you're just going through the loop and we don't want you to yo-yo diet. The whole point for me is to help you get the long-term results. I don't want to give you just a little bit. I don't want to give you all the how-tos without your understanding and you not understanding exactly the reasons for it and the long-term perspective. This is where you have to do the work and it's going to take some time. So in the mindset, I actually put together a free course for you. It's going to be 50 questions. I want you to go through the exercise because what it's going to do is it's going to take you down a journey and you're going to start figuring out the things that are triggers, the things that didn't work, the things that you're uncomfortable with, all of these feelings, emotions, and limitations that have kept you stuck in the past. I can't do this again, and if you're anything like me, you've done it one too many times, but I'm going to ask you to do it one more time. I'm going to ask you to do it one more time, but we want to get you the long-term results so this is never an issue ever again. Now you're going to continue to iron out the mindset as you go along, because see, this is just to give you a picture of what this is going to look like. When you start, you got the mindset, you got your plan, you've gone through the exercises that I've put together for you. You're going to be going through this and different things are going to come up that you didn't address here as much as you wanted to. It's not going to do everything, but you're going to be trained to notice when there's a problem and then you're going to pivot back to the mindset and work it out again and you're going to get back on track. But you're going to be doing it, it's going to go back to the mindset, keep going, back to the mindset, keep going, and that's how you get long-term success because we're doing an ironclad plan for you. You have to make it so the long-term is the main goal. I don't want to help you just lose the weight and then a year, 2, 3, 4 years you're back because we didn't do the thing that matters the most, which is the mindset. This is going to be work that you need to do. So make sure you grab it right after this. Just comment the word mindset and I'll get it to you, or it's going to be the first link in the description, okay? So that's the first thing you need to do, and this is going to take some work. We can't rush this. This is something you have to do the work on because that's what I found and that did all the difference, okay? The next thing I'm going to do to hit 10 pounds in 30 days, if I wanted to make sure I would do that, this is the path that I would take next, would be I would reduce my calories at least 500 calories a day. So easy for me, I'm just going to take away breakfast because that's going to go in with intermittent fasting anyway. But I want to make sure I cut out that right away, okay? Right away. So the next thing after that, and this is something that I do every single day, is I'm going to walk at least 10,000 steps. More than likely for this, I say minimum 10,000 steps, but more than likely, I would do more than that if I could. I would just make it a point for those 30 days specifically to be as active and movable as possible, okay? So I'm going to want to at least get this, bare minimum, because I know this works and this is one of my major hacks and pillars that I do on a daily basis. So that's exactly what I would do. The next thing, and I already do this as well, But if I wanted to hit this, I would make sure, non-negotiable, that I'm going to train at least 4 days a week. Okay? I want to hit my body parts at least twice per week per area. Just twice. Okay? Twice. So this is a non-negotiable. 4 times, I'm going to do real training, not just walking. I'm going to do, it could be body weights, it could be weights. It depends on the plan that you end up doing, okay? But me personally, I'm just going to make sure that that's in, whether I choose weights or body. At this point, because I do almost no weights, other than the rope thing now, this is one of those things that I would make sure that this is a non-negotiable, okay? From here, we're going to go to quality foods. For me, when it comes to diet, you have to ask the question, what are you going to stick with? What are you going to be able to keep up with? Now, this is the important thing, is that you eat in a calorie deficit. So you're eating less than you're burning every single day. You want to make sure of that. So this isn't as important in the sense of what diet you pick. If it was me, this is the diet that I would choose personally. I'd probably go the keto diet, but for 30 days, I might go all the way to the carnivore diet for those 30 days. And look at it as a real elimination type diet to give you that reset, okay? If you do carnivore, it's even simpler because there's less things to even deal with. But the keto I liked, and that is what I followed the most close through my whole process this last attempt, because I just liked that it had a little extra variety and it was easier to follow. But people get a lot of success with carnivore, and that might be an option I would choose as well. But the point is, I want to make sure I'm taking in less calories so that I have a deficit. Okay, so I want to make sure I burn more and I want to lower my calorie intake. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to number 6 here, is I'm going to eat 1 or 2 meals a day. We're not doing 3 meals. This is me. If I could do 1 meal, I'm going to do it. But at least 2 meals, that's max. I won't be doing any snacking in between. I'm going to do 2 solid meals because I want to also watch my insulin spikes when I eat. So I want to do 1 or 2 meals per day. So that's what I would do. The next thing, number 7 here, is intermittent fasting. This is a pillar for me. I do it now. I would do intermittent fasting at least until 12 p.m. Don't eat until 12 or 2. Now, a lot of when I was losing the weight and even after, I oftentimes waited until 2. At least 12 now. Now, I'll have coffee and I'll have butter in it. But as far as a meal goes, I wouldn't eat any of that until after 12. And I would utilize intermittent fasting. Again, it's just, think of it as removing a meal, and then during that time, you're just not eating, okay? It's going to help with this, and it's going to help here, and it's going to help here, okay? And then the next is sleep. This is an overlooked thing. You want to make sure you're getting quality sleep to help with your hormones and to help with the journey so you don't completely burn out. So I would say 7 to 8 hours at least, if possible, to sleep. It's one of those things where it's like, you may not think much of it, but it's really, really important. The next thing is to avoid triggering environments. So if you're kind of in an environment that is very high stress, a lot of anxiety, you want to be really careful about this. And if you can avoid it, even family functions. Again, we're talking 30 days. We're not talking 2 years. We're talking, what do we have to do to get this? Because the whole goal is to get this in this video. How do I get 10 pounds in 30 days? What is the path that I would take to do that and to push me towards that goal? So again, short term, but this is something you got to be really careful for because this triggers junk eating, this triggers all of that. So you want to make sure you remove it. I have it down here. I even have it today. Okay, so there's times where I'm looking in the cupboards and I'm thinking, I'm feeling a certain way. But if you're feeling that, go ahead and open up your empty cupboards and then say, you know what, I'll just go for a walk. There you go. Just solved the problem for you. So you want to make sure you avoid that and remove all the food, of course. So when you are in these situations, you don't have access to the food. You've already gotten the only food that you're going to be eating and that you're going to be focusing on, and everything else has to go away. You cannot have it around. It's just, it's too easy to fumble that. And so just to make it as easy as possible, I would make sure that I don't have that and I would avoid that. And then spend time with others doing the same or limit. Again, back to this. When I was losing the weight, I hung out with a friend who lost over 100 pounds. So he was on already a different, similar journey as me. So I know when we eat together, when we do different things, it wasn't going to be, with somebody who's not with the same kind of goal. So if you know somebody, it's really important that you connect with them. Maybe they can be an accountability partner for 30 days. But that's something that you need to be doing, and you need to be thinking, who am I spending time with? What am I thinking about during that time? And do I need to limit or completely cut them out for now? So these are 10 things that I would do. Again, the first thing that I would start with is the mindset. Go through my free course. You could just comment mindset and I'll get that to you, or it's going to be in the first link in the description. But this is going to be some work for you. But you need to do this before you even get into this, because we want to set you up for the long term. When you go through this, you're going to have a better understanding of what you need to become to even make this a reality. And that's something that's really difficult for a lot of people, including myself, is when you're going through this, you're not the same person. You cannot be, or you for sure won't get the long-term success. And that's the goal. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know in the description or in the comments, what is the most difficult thing you're struggling with at this very moment? And with that, we'll catch you on the next video.